Hello. So here we are. This is Bobby Johnson, and I have this new project I'm working on. And each month, what it is my team tries to pick out someone in the area that we think is doing awesome things. And it's called Local Love. And I couldn't help but think of this amazing guest today. Not only is she a guest, she wears many hats. Beth, well, first of all, let me introduce you. Beth Roberts, of course. Um, but as I was putting this together, Beth, I started thinking about you as a person, and I thought, oh my God, you wear more hats than probably anyone I know. Okay, three kids, real estate company, nonprofit, but you manage John Roberts. I mean, what?
Listen, that's the biggest, let's be honest.
I mean, that is the biggest one. Um, but I wanted to get you on here today and talk about your nonprofit. I had no idea what Neurodiversity Resource of the Panhandle was. And I went to one of your events. I think the one at the Sowell House, right?
Yes.
And
Yep.
my wife Beverly is on the board, and I'm just kind of in the background. I got my own little things going on, and I just noticed that she was disappearing a lot and going to these functions or on Zooms in 3 and 4 hours at a time. And I'm like, what is this? Neurodiversity. I always thought it was like just, you know, just extreme autism or something. I just didn't understand it. And when I went to that meeting, that's what I'm hoping to, if we can accomplish that today to my sphere of people, is to educate people on really what it is. And it wasn't at all what I thought. I was actually shocked. I was brought to tears that evening listening to the mom speak. And I would love for you to take a moment, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about your nonprofit.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I think that I can call myself more of a local now. Gosh, we've been here for 10 years, but I would say thanks to you. You were my real estate mentor in the beginning. So this is fun and full circle that we get to come back to this. So this is awesome. Yeah, this started with our own journey, with our own child. You mentioned, I've got three kiddos. My middle child, who's my son, was diagnosed on the autism spectrum when he was 9. Before that, it was ADHD and sensory processing, and we just entered this world that we had no idea what it was. So that word neurodiversity kept coming up, and we were like, what? Just like you, I didn't know what that term meant. And it has since I've learned it's this beautiful umbrella term because it
Mhm.
folds in so much of a neurodiverse brain. So you have neurotypical brains, you have neurodiverse brains, kind of like myself, a little ADHD, hence so many hats. I like to keep it going. I like to fill those plates and put on those hats because I'm more than just one thing, truly. And so many neurodiverse individuals are. There are so many more than just one thing. So that term really encompasses ADHD, autism, Down syndrome, sensory processing, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, those that have trouble with writing and reading, mental health disorders. And so you just have this really big term. And a lot of organizations out there we found were supporting one, right? You have Autism
Mhm.
Speaks, or you have a therapist that deals with ADHD. And I thought, wow, there's so many people that deal with so many of them in one. And the knowledge to understand that there's so many people and so many children, and I almost call them the lost middle because they sometimes don't fall in those extremes. And we have some incredible other organizations here in the area, like you have Westonwood Ranch, who services such an incredible community that the most of the children and families that we support and service, they're going to public school. They're trying to make it day by day and just learning, trying to get through really. So that's kind of how this all started. And so grateful that you and Beverly came to that launch event. And it was such a cool place to introduce us and what we're doing and how we're hoping to help.
I mean, you're doing an amazing job. Yeah, that event was, I think, an eye opener for a lot of people. And what do you have going on March 7th?
Yes. So we are so excited, and I'll lead into that with thanks to last year, that event, we did the 30A 10K. We were part of that event. And so that kind of ramped us up to launch our financial aid program. So that aid program helps families. We pay to help them receive the services they need so they can apply for a scholarship through our program. So in order to maintain this, because we want to help as many families as possible, and if you aren't familiar, most of the services that these children, specifically children, need are not covered by insurance. So that is $80 to $135 an hour, 1 to 2 times a week, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. There's no end date. Right? There's no congratulations, you're no longer autistic, or you don't have ADHD anymore. That's not a thing. It doesn't happen. So the end of the therapy, there's no end. You just are learning skills, thankfully, from a therapist that you're receiving to help you be the best who you are, right? So our goal is to continue this program. The only way we continue this program, right, is to raise some money. So we have this incredible benefit concert on March 7th. We are hosting country music legend Deana Carter. And we just love her. Love her.
It's going to be awesome.
It's really going to be great. For those of you that don't know her, surely everyone does. But if you were any time around and alive during the 80s and 90s, you knew her music, whether or not you were a country music fan or not, listening to Strawberry Wine or Did I Shave My Legs for This? And so she is coming and singing for us and really sharing her story. So she's doing an acoustic set for us and doing a lot of storytelling, talking about why she wrote this music. And we're going to do it at the WaterColor Lake House. We've got full dinner and drinks and silent auction with some really, really cool, fun stuff. Not your traditional silent auction, which is going to be really fun. And I think it's just going to be a really great evening with sharing our story.
Maybe we'll make Strawberry Wine our intro to this video here, right?
Yes, there you go. That's perfect.
That would be really
So
awesome.
I just think it's going to be a great time. We're sharing some of our stories. We're launching our promotional video there. We've been recording stories of people in the community, people on our board, children that have been impacted by our programs. And we're going to share those stories that night too. So, and on top of that, the Rock on the Road band is opening for us. The Ohana Institute. Yeah.
My understanding is you've already given out a scholarship. Have you received
I've written
it?
over $8,000 worth of scholarships already. So just since January 10th, I have 6 families actually already waiting that I'll be writing checks next week. So in order to keep this going, this is going to be influential. Not only does this going to help our financial aid program, we also do educational seminars. We are starting our own mentorship program. So we're pairing families together that, like for me, my son's 12. I would love to be paired with a parent who has a 16 or 18-year-old who's similar to my kid, because I want to know what comes next, right? Like I want to see what's going to happen and what the struggles are there. Are we going to outgrow what he's struggling with now to see what comes later? And then I want to be paired with a kid who's 6. So I can say, hey, we've been there. That was a really tough age. It's really hard. And you're not alone. And here's what happens at 12. Here's how things get better. Here's how some things are harder. But that you're not by yourself. And so my right-hand gal, I don't know what else to call her other than that she's been here since the beginning, Lauren Winiger, she is developing that program from scratch, which is going to be really, really amazing.
Wow. So, Beth, you're an amazing human. I mean, you are like a ball of energy, and you always are a light. And so I am really glad that this is one of the first times we've ever done anything like this. And we're going to make errors and mess up, but it doesn't even really matter. I mean, I think what really matters is that, we're out there trying to do stuff, and you're doing amazing things. And we want to really bring attention to people that are doing things that matter in Walton County. And you definitely are always doing things that matter. So we're going to put some links below of this, and I'll get you a copy of this, and then we'll link up below. You guys better click a button, get tickets, come check this out, come meet Beth. I swear she's always smiling like this and happy. And anybody that manages John Roberts has got to be a happy-go-lucky person.
Have
right?
him on there. Just good for storytelling.
We'll get Beth on here. Thanks for being here, Beth.
Thanks, Bobby. I appreciate it.
We'll talk. We'll see you on March 7th.
March 7th. See you there.
At the boathouse.
Yes.